Hi guys and welcome. These are your handover videos for your 2020 Laser 650. These are essentially a basic walkthrough on how to set up and operate the caravan. So starting off first, you have your black kit shed here with black lever which you have to have pulled up just like so. And then you can wind down the actual jockey wheel onto the tow bar, which will then force this down, push it back, push up a red ring and expose a green ring at the bottom. Then have a breakaway cable. If you have an eye point, it has to be used. If not, just wrap it around your tow bar. Got your handbrake just here, which you just push up and down. They do come up with a fair bit of force though. Then you have 13-pin electric, so if your car does have 7-pin adaptation, make sure to bring yourself an adapter. And then you have the jockey wheel just here, used to level the caravan. Now we are using our test equipment today, so as you can see I have a red propane gas bottle with an in-date gas hose. These black gas hoses will run for 5 years. Once both sides are firmly connected, twist the gas bottle in the positive or open direction. As you can see, this is a single regulator just here, so just hand tighten the hose as much as possible and just nip it up using a spanner. That will then feed the gas through into the caravan. 2 points either side and 2 points at the back, you have inserts for your legs. The caravan itself comes with a leg winder, or you can get yourself a 19mm drill bit and a power drill just to make it that bit quicker. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs, they are simply used for stabilisation. Now coming round to the other side, starting off first, you have your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice, clean and tidy. Then we have your water function. So this outlet just here is an external shower point. And then you have your plug-in for your water mains just here. So I've got an Aquaroll for the clean drinking water just here and your water pump. So the water pump itself has a strainer. Now it's crucial that the strainer sits at the bottom of the barrel, as otherwise it will just begin to gasp through air and you want the maximum potential of water to come through. You can see I have a plastic cap to go over the top of the Aquaroll to make sure no nastiness gets in, and then you just press in the water pump just like so, push down that cap, and that will lock it into place. Next up you have your battery locker. This example does already have a battery fitted. If you ever need to change the terminals on top, you'll either need a 12 or 13mm spanner. Then you have your plug-in for your mains just here. Nice and easy, just plugs in. Then you do have a little bit of a cutout just there, so that you can essentially lock up the battery locker whilst having the mains in. This example does have a motor mover, which I will go over on collection. And lastly, we come to your toilet function. So underneath here, first you have your 2 inserts. Now this is where your wastewater will come out of. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to then feed into a waste master that you can empty out at the appropriate point on site. Then just here you have your cassette. So to remove the cassette, press up on the handle, pull out just like so. You can also extend that handle up and out to essentially use it as like almost a carry-on suitcase. Then once you're at your emptying point, twist that head to the side, open it up. You want to tilt. At the same time as tilting, you want to continually press this vent button just at the top. Then what I would recommend you do, if you want a nice smelling toilet, open that compartment up, feed in some fresh water like I've done, give it a little bit of a shake, and again tilt and vent. Then on this cap you have measurements in both imperial and metric, and that is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes into this cap, back onto this component, twist it in, press the handle to the side, push it in so that the cap sits behind those white teeth, as then it can't be removed. Then just here you have your flush tank. Flush tank itself can hold about 12 litres, however I wouldn't recommend putting in any more than 10 as you don't want to overfill it. You can also add a little bit of pink chemical which works as a bleach without being corrosive and makes the toilet smell a bit nicer. Now you don't want to travel with either of these too full, so just up here you have a little bung to drain out any remaining water inside the system. The caravan itself will be fully drained off before you leave with us. Then this is underneath your right hand side seat, so I wouldn't recommend storing anything underneath here. First up, you have your boiler just here. Now if you ever need to do a reset on it, you just pull back this compartment and you can access it. Then this red box just here isn't a standard bit of equipment, this is Alderflow. So Alderflow is essentially continuous hot water without having to use an onboard tank system. It is something that the previous owners have fitted at their own expense, and it is just a good piece of kit for continuous hot water. Then just underneath it you can see that yellow switch. That yellow switch essentially what that one and also this one is your drain valves. When it's in the horizontal position as it is now, that is allowing the flow of water to come through. When it's in the vertical position, that means any water inside the system is being drained off. When you leave with the caravan, we will have both of these switches in the vertical position. November to March as well, have that up permanently as any water inside the system can freeze over and burst. These two blue boxes on the side are your brain boxes for your motor mover if you ever need to do a reset on them as well. And then lastly, you have your trips and fuses. All your trips in the upright position and all your fuses in the correct position. I'd always recommend as well carrying a few extra fuses inside the caravan with you. Then just here we have your main control system. So you have your main and an off switch. You have a plug icon to show that mains is coming into the caravan. You can then cycle through this component. So first up you have settings. If I want to go into settings, I press that button just there. Display, sound, temperature unit, notifications, the firmware that it's on, and save and exit. Then have the amount of water in the onboard tank system. The pump select, so either internal pump or external pump. So internal pump is when you are using the actual onboard tank system. External pump is going straight from the Acroll. Then you have your water level for the onboard tank system. The internal temperature, which is currently reading 30 degrees. The leisure battery voltage. Now that is not an accurate representation of the leisure battery voltage as I'm currently plugged into mains. When no mains is plugged in, that will give an accurate reading. And then back to the main part here. So first up, press on that icon there. That shows you pump on. Now what that is doing, that is drawing water from the external component into the actual caravan. Now I'm running directly from the Acroll to the taps. So open up just here, and then as you can see, you've got a nice steady continuous stream. This is what you're looking for. If there's any coughs or splutters, go outside and check to make sure that the actual strainer is set at the bottom of the barrel. As you can see here, it's just flashed up to say that the pump is running, saying that it's drawing water through into the system. Okay, then I have mains on and off lights just here, then awning light on this one. Step outside, and as you can see, awning light is on just there. So quick summary, on and off. This allows you to circle through settings and also select what tank system to use. Water pump, internal lights, external lights. Then if you want to fill your tank, so first pump select onto internal pump, then come onto this screen where it says fill tank, then press in just like so, and it tells you filling tank, pump running, press back, and gradually the percentage will begin to rise. Now what you have to make sure is that underneath your bed you have the actual tank system just here. So this T-bar has to be pushed in just like so. Now you can hear it gradually beginning to fill up. So that is filling up the actual tank. It goes up to 100%, as you would probably imagine, and gradually begins to fill it. So you can see 16, 19, and gradually fills. And then when I want to stop, I stop it just like so. Then, if you want to drain off the water in the system, you have to pull out this dump valve just here. So twist it to the side and pull it out, so that will begin to drain off any water inside the onboard tank system. Then just here we have your hob, grill and oven. So everything here operates off gas minus the electric plate. You also have an on and off just here for a light inside your actual oven. For the electric plate, spin it to whatever gas mark and it will get to that mark. Everything else, press in the dial, twist it to the side and then press your igniter. This is what it looks like when they're all lit. As you can see, all your burners nice and lit. Turn it off, back to the central position. Again for the grill, as you can see, the grill nice and lit. And then lastly we have your oven. So let me see, can I do this with one hand? You can see your oven nice and lit there as well. Only other real thing to note, make sure you don't travel with your gas on, and travel with this glass sheet down, but don't put it down until all of these are cold to the touch. And we have your fridge operation. So both your freezer and your fridge do open from both sides. Just have to pull it in. Don't attempt to open it from both sides at the same time though, as otherwise it will fall out. And then this button here is also a dial. Turn that on and you come to your main home screen. So first up, pressing on the button, pressing again. This is for your temperature. Well, not your temperature, the amount of power coming in for the temperature. The thicker the bar, the more power, the quicker it's going to chill. It does take around 4 hours for the fridge to fully chill. Next up, you've got your energy source. So you can either run auto, 13-pin electric, not leisure battery, mains or gas. So currently I'm on gas, signified by the blue box. If I want mains, go there. Don't select that when you're not plugged in with 13-pin, as otherwise it will just trip out. But let's select auto. Auto automatically chooses what is the best source to use, and as you can see, it's switched over from gas to mains. Then lastly, go down, you have a couple of different sources. So first up, this is brightness, as you can see just there. Beep sounds when I select stuff. A fridge ventilation system just there. And then fast freeze, which is going to prioritize the freezer over the fridge to make sure it's nice and cold. Then to turn this off, press and hold on this icon, turns itself off. Then lastly, we have your toilet function, which you might say is bulk simple. Press in this button at the top and you can hear that motor. That motor is what will push around any water inside the system. Then to remove any waste, press away on the handle and pull it back towards you. That will drop any waste into the cassette toilet itself. When the cassette is full, there'll be a red icon come up underneath telling you to empty it.